Wayne and Barb Bobichuk installed 4 sprinklers on top of their house and garage after the 2016 fires in Caddy Lake, in an effort to save their property if they were ever forced to evacuate. They also packed emergency bags just in case.
This is if the fire was heading our direction, we would turn them all on, grab our bags, and we're out of here and just pray for the best.
In 2016, they felt they had more support from the province. Now they feel like they're on their own.
We had to put up our own sprinklers. We have to find out our own information. We have to, when the trees are dead, we're responsible to take them down. Otherwise, they sit here and, they can go up like matchsticks if left.
That is precisely what wildfire experts fear could happen in the Whiteshell. In 2021, experts simulated a wildfire like the ones that would typically occur in the spring and summer months. They looked at how it would impact Whiteshell Provincial Park and a 20-kilometer buffer around it. CBC News obtained a report of their findings through Freedom of Information legislation. Researchers found the extreme fire intensity would result in a rapid spread that would be difficult to contain, creating a high risk to homes, cottages, and campgrounds, as well as nearby First Nations. The report says there are a large number of homes in the area surrounded by one-lane roadways, dense tree lines, and numerous lakes, making it difficult to get out in case of an emergency. That's what makes the Whiteshell more susceptible to devastation. Any road closures from either traffic accidents or wildfire may result in large-scale entrapment situations, leading to catastrophic events, including significant loss of life if evacuees become stranded along transportation corridors, says the report. The report also identified 3 areas with the highest risk: Falcon Lake, Rennie, and Pointe du Bois. The report says the majority of properties here are vulnerable and large losses are possible. Fire suppression efforts will be effective to a certain point before resources are spread too thin. And homeowners, cottage owners, and business owners may not be able to rely on the province to protect them. Wildfire officials made 10 recommendations to help mitigate the risk. They include improving the roads in and out of the Whiteshell, educating residents about wildfire risks, and creating safety zones for people to escape to if they can't get out of the Whiteshell. It doesn't appear any of the recommendations have been implemented. The province would only say a number of factors have changed since the 2021 report, and that many of the recommendations are ongoing. Officials also said the current fire situation will inform any future steps. That doesn't surprise Sean Harbottle. His family has owned this general store in West Hawk Lake since 1958.
When you live in the park, you quickly discover that not much gets going, and a lot of things that the locals know out here are told to the parks. Nothing is done a lot of times. So does it make me angry? Sure it does, but we live here and we just have to keep fighting through it.
This wildfire expert says Manitoba needs to manage the most flammable parts of the landscape and create escape routes.
These are things that should be done to reduce the risk of a fire. We cannot eliminate fire from the landscape, nor should we. It's Mother Nature doing her thing. But some fires are definitely unwanted and can burn down communities and unfortunately kill people.
Barb Bobichuk says property owners in the Whiteshell pay taxes too. She wants the government to implement the recommendations, just as they would if the risk was to Winnipeg and not cottage country. Caroline Bargood, CBC News, Whiteshell Provincial Park.